Throw Gang. We are joined by Outer Banks Baron Lawrence Schlosserman and myself, the Miami Poppy, James Harris. Welcome to the weekly Running of the Boys, which today's full episode only available on patreon.com/throwingfits. Lawrence, how you doing down there, bud?
Well, I'm not in the Outer Banks.
Where are you?
I'm in North Kakalaki, so that's correct. But I am in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina.
Same fucking thing. Battery Island?
Huh?
How many Confederate flags have you seen?
Not many. No masks. It's heaven. There is not
like inside and out.
I was grocery shopping at a Harris Teeter for an hour, just completely maskless. There was not a mask in sight. It was like living in a fucking utopian society. It was beautiful. But how am I doing? I went to the beach I got 30 minutes of beach time before I had to. So I drank like 3 Trulies as fast as possible, did a little bit of body surfing, and then sprinted back here through the hot sand to do a podcast on vacation.
You like Action Bronson?
Yeah. Well, that's boogie boarding.
I know, but
I'm body
surfing. I'm sure he has a fucking bar about body surfing. Is your wife pissed that you like absconded from the beach back to the house?
She doesn't care at all. She's reading on the beach with our friend Irene, just chilling. Are you a beach guy or a pool guy, or do you not even care?
I much prefer the beach.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm definitely the other way. The sand is just, I mean, a good beach is great, but for the most part, I'll take a pool over a beach. I feel like any day.
All right. Pool is good for just like chilling. If you want to just like drink with like a lady friend or a boyfriend, a man friend or whatever. But the beach, the activity, like I love body surfing, right? I'm not a great surfer. I'm an okay boogie boarder, but you look fucking lame. But I love body surfing.
Okay.
The beach is just like better activities. The pool, you can't really you just drink and like read. And
you want to play like beach games? You want to play like, I don't know, fucking frisbee and beach bocce and ladder ball?
I want to frolic in the surf. I want to,
yeah.
Not even the beach games because it's too hot. And then I want to fucking snooze under an umbrella.
Sure.
Pool's also like, you got to spend a fucking shitload of money. Like rarely can you like bring your own shit to the pool. Whereas at the beach, you just like pack a cooler.
You can't. Yeah. It's definitely not there's no BYOB situation at like any pool. Yeah. Pool's extortion. With that said, I kind of like that more luxe vibe versus like reaching into the cooler and pulling out a Sandy Truly or Pacifico or whatever. So.
All right. Before we get into
duality man at work.
Before we get into the wildest party weekend of 2021 so far, it's so wild that it's in my notes as the wildest party weekend of 2020.
That's what you wrote it down as? I mean, it was wild for us, for sure.
Yeah. The details of our live show and Jimmy going on reality TV and becoming a fucking star.
Stick around for that.
Let's do a fit check.
Okay. I get to go first?
I'm just introducing. This is your segment. This is the one thing that you get.
Oh, well, it seemed like you kind of just took it from me. But if I can go first.
This is what I always do. You spend one fucking day on vacation. We regress back to Zoom pods, and we forget all that we've learned, all that we've done over the past. We're coming up on my 1 year of quitting my job at Def Jam to do this full time.
Congratulations. That means we're coming up close to the 1 year of anniversary of the New Yorker profile, too.
Yeah, June 15th.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
I feel like we're better than ever, though. I guess like if you're a paying patron, you don't necessarily want a Zoom pod, but like, can the boys go away for Memorial Day weekend?
We haven't taken
fucking savages.
I floated this to you. I was like, wouldn't it be crazy during the Friday, the wildest weekend of 2020? I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if we like took 3 weeks off and still did boys only pods,
right?
But for the free pods, for the fucking unwashed masses that don't know how good they have it, what would that look like? How would people react?
I don't know. I just wonder if like you lose too much momentum, but at the same time, it's like, as much as I'm the guy who's like boys onlys are fun as fuck to do. And I think that's why they're enjoyable to listen to because, you get to start your weekend off, with the goddamn motherfucking boys, your best friends. I guess in that case, it would be us. We're also their best friends behind the paywall. I guess we're all best friends together, but, then I'm like, and I'm here, I'm like, can I not do any work for like 1 week? Like you'd have to stack these.
You sold your soul, bro. Like we're in it till we die.
Do you think that people would be like, if let's say we didn't do one and we gave like good reasoning, like being on vacation, you think people would riot and revolt? The Throw Gang?
We're going to be fucking lowered into our caskets wearing the infinity bodysuits that Jonah Weiner, fucking growing magic mushrooms, and people are going to exhume our graves and be like, why didn't I get a fucking boys only?
Where's the
goddamn grave robber?
Yeah, dude. Oh man. Shit, dude. I guess like you said, it's the life that this is our cross to bear, right?
This is the life we've chosen.
Okay, so the life we've chosen. I'll do the fit check. Fuck it. I'll do it first for me. Completely barefoot.
Rare.
I'm wearing Grimici hiking shorts on my ass.
Is that what you bathe in?
No, bathe.
Is that your bathing suit?
When I bathed in the Atlantic Ocean? No, I wore I literally came straight from the beach here, so I took off I was wearing Patagonia baggies, brains in, and took those sopping messes off and put.
Is that your bathing suit of choice?
Oh yeah,
all forms at all bodies of water.
Yeah. So like, okay, let's say I think I brought 4 trunks, for lack of a better term, to this trip. 3 are Patagonia baggies. 1 is a Stussy pair, which is definitely like a 7. That's a 7-inch.
So it's like surf trunks,
but it's a spicy pattern. So yeah, I mean Patagonia. But that's why I keep the brains in. I think that's my point. Which like, yo, if you wanna, I guess you could swim with the brains out, like nobody's stopping you. But I just prefer that little bit of security around, my twig and bits. You know what I'm saying?
I turned the dick sucking Ron and another, actually all the dudes that I'm going on vacation with to Miami, I turned them on to baggies as I was like, yo, perfect.
The dads
from the pool to the pool room, bro. Like,
from the pool to the pool hall.
And it was they were like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, they dry really fast, which I think is actually their best like attribute as like the swim trunk or the bathing suit, non-bathing suit, is that they fucking dry in an instant. But they dick sucking around, put them on. He's like, yo, the pockets why are they so deep? And I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be that clapping, that cheek clapping sound. That's not me fucking in my hotel room. That's your iPhone slapping your thigh.
Right. When I was wearing my baggies in the ocean, and those pockets, they fill up like with, and you're like, oh, okay. So it's
ballast. It's ballast. So you float.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't buoyed up. So you don't capsize.
Yeah. But definitely Patagonia baggies, my trunk of choice. But I got the Grimicis on now while those are drying off. And then I'm in North Kakalaki. Like I said, I got the Columbia Performance fishing gear shirt. I have my trusty white rodeo hat, and then I also have some delicious ALD shades. What about you, dude? What are you rocking at home today?
First off, Isabel, where's my pair of those? And what I'm rocking today, wearing the only shorts that matter. Also barefoot, even though I'm not on vacation yet. Also,
real side note, the couple who's we're staying, Ben and Irene, whose beach house we're at. They took us before we came to the beach. We went to their country club for dinner last night, and they graciously picked up the check. And the way that I kind of paid it forward or paid it back to Ben is I gave him my burgundy samples, and he was like a pig in shit. I mean, this man is not a Johns enthusiast, so to have the made in the USA 5-inch inseam mesh on his ass, he was like converted instantly. So that's a coast.
I really do think the burgundy ones slap the hardest IRL. Excuse me.
Oh, what were the final numbers?
Thousands.
No, I mean like in terms of the rankings. How did it end up shaking out?
I mean, I could fucking.
Oh wait, so it went burgundy, so Juicy Jimmy's, Lucky Larry, Black, number 1, and then 3-pack sold the most of everything. So if you count the 3-pack as its own thing,
the burgundy and the green were actually pretty close.
They're very close. So yeah,
and
that was a
black
bit loaded.
Black was far and away the winner. I mean, they're the most versatile, I think. Is
really? I don't know. I don't really wear a lot. I have black baggies, but I don't really wear a lot of black shorts personally. But I mean, if you're gonna wear black shorts, you might as well wear.
Well, just I got lunch at Leo, your favorite pizza spot, with our boy Sam from Jam Brand, and I wore. If you're wearing a crazy loud shirt, you need like toned down shorts. And I think it's either the burgundies or the black. This is like an orange shirt.
You think the green is loud? I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these twin beds behind me. I mean, that shit is popping.
How do you enjoy sleeping in separate beds from your wife?
I'm just in a guest room, dog. You
should try
no dogs on this trip. The couple we're with, this is their first trip away from their, I guess, 8-month-old. It's not a newborn, but
we're gonna get into Dad's Gone Wild.
Oh, but if you think that I'm not fucking having sex at the beach house,
because crazy. Wait, what happens at home? The dog gets in the way.
The dog sleeps in the bed. Well, it's like it's like having it's another. It's
I think
another distraction, bro.
I think we're behind the paywall. Do you make Pepper leave? Do you make Pepper leave the room when you and Jenna fucking smash?
It depends. Sometimes.
It depends on what. If you want her to watch.
No, not that. I think it more of like how caught up in the moment are things. But she has like a dog bed because she sleeps in our bed.
Yo, I fucking need some aspiring patrons to sign up so that we can hit $20,000 so that we can ask Jenna the only questions that we all want to know, which is
I hate this already because I already know like that's gonna go so bad for me, dude.
Yeah. You guys,
Whatever,
and then
anyway.
And then we're gonna need to hit a $30,000 goal where it's like, yo, help Lawrence get the best divorce lawyer money can buy.
Hire fucking Johnny.
So we know.
Yeah. R.I.P. to my man Barnes. He's in a better place.
All right. So I got the black.
Check, right.
I got the black shorts on. The number one selling item of the only shorts that matter, or iteration of the only shorts that matter. And then the homies, shout out Bijan. I think you're getting this as well. I mean,
I have it. It's at home. Yeah.
Oh, you already got it.
Well, I didn't open it because we left, but yeah.
Intramural shop is
Clean.
finally doing merch. What?
It's clean. What was the inspiration?
He told us, fuck, I forget. It was like some 70s, like it was like an ashtray or something cool like that. It was like, he's like, yeah, this is where I'm getting it from. I've been wearing this shirt 3 days in a row because I'm on my dirtbag shit. And also, as you saw, like, yo, when I wash my shirts, my new washer dryer, they come out so fucking wrinkly.
Those shits are wrinkly as fuck, dog.
Yeah.
But you told me, because I was like, oh, you're a steamer, not an ironer. I always prefer to iron. You are the opposite.
Steam. Yeah.
Really? You don't even own an iron.
Lean, mean, and steam. I had one, and I think I tossed it when I moved because like I haven't used the shit in years. And now, guess what? I fucking need an iron. You're right.
Yeah, damn, dude. When we get to 30,000, we'll allot some of that money from Patreon to you, so you could buy an iron and ironing board.
Yeah. I have an ironing board, but I don't have an iron.
Oh, you don't have the iron? Okay, so
if I do have an iron,
waste.
I have no clue where it is.
Okay.
And then Hanes boxers, and yeah, I've definitely worn the shirt 3 days in a row. And I posted myself wearing it, right? Like yesterday. And then today I ran into a crush of mine while wearing it, who definitely saw wearing it yesterday.
I know who you're talking about too. You're embarrassed is what you're saying.
I'm embarrassed, but I'm also like, yo, I'm a dirty little boy.
Do you
I'm
think
a dirty fucking dirtbag?
Maybe it is the kind of message you want to send. That's a galaxy brain take.
I'm a fucking filthy little, like maybe I can't kickflip, but I might smell like a skater boy.
If you want to play in the mud with a dirty little piggy, you just know I'm wearing the same shirt 3 days in a row. Do you think she even picked up on that? I know who you're talking about, and she like is definitely into John. So maybe I would venture to say that she like clocked that, but I wonder if she would even care.
Time will tell.
Unclear.
Also, when I ran into her, met her boyfriend. All right. That is a complete. Drink check. I'm drinking a beer. I don't even know what it is.
I got the new. I'm a slave to advertising. I guess Truly was doing this new. I love all fruit punches, bro. Like speaking of a pool drink, bro, I want a punch, any type of tropical punch, a fruit punch, whatever. They're okay, but I got a Truly punch here, and then I got a Pacifico in case things get extra spicy, and then also I got a Heller high watermelon wheat beer to kind of wrap things up, depending on how like long.
Yo, I want you to do me a favor.
I'm on vacation.
I want you to do me a favor. So the amount of times that I have been, and I think you feel the same, recognized recently, and that's just a symptom of just everyone's outside, has been crazy, like off the charts. I was getting lunch with Father Keith yesterday, excuse me, and walking like just a block from my crib, and I was like, yo, I hear, yo, Jimmy. It's this dude in a very cool North Face Brain Dead shirt. And he's like, yo, I'm listening to the Jonah pod right now. I was like, Jonah, he's like, Jonah Weiner. And he cranks the volume, and it's fucking your ass talking, which is very unfortunate for, because I was trying to take a video and I was like, well, there's no way I can post this now.
Yeah, right. Sure.
And I was like, yo, nice to meet you. You live around here, whatever. And then
what was his whip? What was he whipping?
A juicy Subi.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
With a big old dumper.
Yeah. The hatchback. And so my out now recently has been like, I love, running to Throw Gang, but if you're like on your way to something and I was running late, my out has been like, yo, July 17th, Throwing Fits Barbecue, what you got going on? He's like, barbecue, bro, I work for a brewery. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, I want to give you mad beer. So I was like, fuck yes, bro. And then I'm not going to
put him on blast. Is it a good, it's solid?
I was like, yo, I love your beep. And then he was like, oh my God, we discontinued that one, but we do have a hard seltzer that we're trying to push. So I'm going to request a pallet of, I think it's called
pallet.
Fruit Smash hard seltzer.
He's gonna pull up to McCarran with the fucking forklift and just like drop off a fucking hammer of justice,
like a shipping container. So yo, if you see as a seltzer enthusiast, a hard seltzer enthusiast, well, myself as well, but you're like in the right town for it. If you see Fruit Smash hard seltzer, cop and let's
wait. What is it called? Say that again.
Fruit Smash, great fucking name.
Fruit Smash. So I guess we're kind of like outing where the guy works then, but whatever. I mean, who cares?
He works for Fat Tire. Right, which is like a big fucking beer company.
What was the beer from Fat Tire that you were like especially?
I really like their Belgian wheat, which you and Chef always made fun of me, but I was like, no, this shit is. I actually really like this.
I mean, that's what this. Not to talk about another beer, but the Heller High Watermelon, another fucking. That's a wheat. I guess that's not necessarily Belgian, but yo, sick dude. We need if anyone is listening to this and if you're tapping back in from a little bit of a time away from the only podcast that matters, the date is locked in. It is July 17th. It'll be in Brooklyn, New York at where are we doing it?
McCarran Park. Shout out Cresco Equipment Rentals for being the first sponsor of hopefully many, but shout out Cresco Equipment Rentals for literally cutting the fucking check. And if his HR or payroll department is listening, please tune out. But it was marked as a miscellaneous expense.
I know that you put
Chris Cresco.
Right. I know. And we got to talk about Chris Cresco real quick. So Chris Cresco is some kid's dad who the kid listens to the show or put his dad on. And what's his son's name? Jordan. I just looked it up on IG. So we got Jordan, whatever last name. I guess if these people look him up. No, it's not. The last name is not Cresco.
Okay.
His last name. Well, I don't want to say what their last name is. Should I say it?
No.
It's very generic.
Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So Jordan Smith, his dad is Chris Smith, aka Chris Cresco. You might see if you've seen an older gentleman in all of our Fit Check Fridays. That's Chris. What was the note that he sent you? And then let's explain, because this is very amazing. The money that he sent for the barbecue.
He was just like, yo, huge supporter. Want to support the fucking the Throwing Fits BBQ.
He listens to the show. The dad
that
listens.
Extra B stands for Big Fits. And the extra B in that is a typo. That's a Simpsons joke. You're welcome. So we're fucking getting Ben Brose wants to hop on the fucking sticks. Yeah. The dude that is supplying the beer and the hard seltzer, he's like, yo, I also got a fucking sausage plug. So maybe we got some fucking links on the way. All I'm saying is it's shaping up to be a big fucking summer
event of the season,
bro.
Event of the season,
the event of high society season, because it is where everyone's gonna be very high as well. Just very
your goal is to get it shut down by the cops, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Adrian's kickback of McCarran Park.
Jimmy's kickback.
But we can't start promoting that. We can't start promoting that until we promote the live show, or until we get past our live show.
Oh fuck, we were supposed to talk about the live show in front of the paywall. Also, okay, so the barbecue is happening. Please come.
We'll put all the info out there. We'll put all the info out there.
Yeah, all the info closer to the live show is happening June 5th. It's the URL if you want to dive in and look. It is frqncy.live, frequency consonants only .live. We are a what is the opposite of a headliner? Supporting act.
A bottom.
We are
bottom text.
we are ass hounds. We are a supporting act.
We're bottom text. We're bottom text.
Yes.
2:15, I think, is when we go on.
Yeah, we go on pretty early. I think doors, electronic. It is a streamed live.
But you goddamn motherfucking boys are taking the shit seriously. Lawrence came over for approximately 2 hours last Friday, and we booked the fairy pod mother, Nomi Fry. We booked the iron asshole Sean Evans, that beautiful bald bitch
himself. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Daytime Emmy nominated Sean Evans.
Yes. We booked the goats that you guys want to see, friends of the show.
I'm currently looking at the most trash Johns in the fucking world. That's what took up the majority of our preparation time, was just gleefully perusing the absolute worst of the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Like we were almost on the dark web.
How much did we spend?
$130 on yeah, many numerous items of
Imagine,
Johns.
close your eyes and imagine the worst Johns known to man, and imagine how those could be gamified so that Jimmy and Larry could continue to debase themselves for your fucking pleasure. On top of which, you're gonna have some super fun conversation with the fairy pod mother and the beautiful bald bitch himself, the newly, freshly, as James said, daytime Emmy nominated host of Hot Ones, Sean Evans, and of course Nomi Fry. Tickets are $20. There is so much shit to consume. It's a festival with live music, podcasts, and comedy acts. Doors open at 1. We go on at 2:15. There is a lot of good shit after us, such as, like, for example, Chapo Trap House, Every Time I Die, Zola Jesus, etc.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this now, you're probably going to spend that money on behalf of the only podcast that matters.
Oh, and then we are going to do we are doing like a little 45-minute like backstage hang or some shit. I don't really know what that's about, but I don't know.
If you want to pony up and you want to fucking kick it with us, and I guess the chef and Chuck will be part of the live show. They will be backstage. I think Chuck's boy is coming into town, so we're trying to show him a good ass time.
Blaze Los.
Yeah, so it's Blazelos. Oh my god. Okay, so if you want to fucking of Throwing Fits Twitch fame, Blazelos, if you want to fucking get down with the fucking squad, the fucking killers, the Call of Duty killers, pay up for the backstage is a little bit more than $20. That might be whatever. 30.
I cannot fucking wait for the live event, mainly so that we can all our focus is on that right now. Once it's kind of under our belt, we can really focus on looking at the rest of the summer
and the BBQ. Once the live show is done, then we can start really putting the
BBQ.
Put the BBQ together.
Yeah. And we are approaching the shout out Chris Cresco Equipment Rentals. For all your heavy machinery needs in the Bay Area.
Yeah, right.
We are approaching Memorial Day weekend. You got started early. You heard a little fucking crack of a Pacifico at 4:30 p.m. on a Thursday. You are on vacay mode. I'm currently in
airplane mode, baby.
Gary V grind mode.
Irie vibes. Yo, Vacation Larry in full form. Even
I'm envisioning shooting my family in the face or whatever the fuck. Traditionally, the start of summer is marked by Memorial Day weekend, right? Okay. But I think that in a year that challenged all of us that none of us saw coming, bro, summer, the horniest summer of all time, right? The fucking goat summer kicked off last weekend, and it is clear to me that the great game is afoot.
Yes, sirski.
And what's wild to me, and what I just fucking realized, is that this is going to be the first summer that Throwing Fits is in full effectioli.
True, right? That's kind of what we were talking about before. Yeah, when we were
so like last weekend, I think is indicative of the types of weekends and afters and just afters shenanigans that you and I are going to get into, and not just us, but like the whole fucking Throwing Fits extended universe.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I guess I didn't think about that, but like last summer when shit was like, well, everyone was down bad, but you and I were getting New Yorker profiles here, and we're striking out on our own and trying to line our pockets there. We didn't really get to fucking use this to our advantage, we definitely will.
Yeah, we didn't get to exploit the global pandemic in the fucking, giant Black Lives Matter movement. No, we didn't exploit that at all.
Unlike every other billionaire who just fucking, quadrupled down on their net worth, we were kind of lying in the cup. But yeah, dude, I mean, I honestly, the reason I'm drinking at 4:30 on a Thursday is not just because I'm on vacation, it's because I'm still fucking hungover, bro. That was like fucking 48 hours of straight partying.
I mean, everyone's like, New York back, whatever, we outside. This really was, I mean, it started with like you coming over and we fucking locked
doing some work.
Show, doing a little bit of work. And hit up the fucking ALD Porsche event. I was finna cop a new whip, and Teddy was like, "Nah, sorry, there's only one. So it's not for sale. Display model only."
Yeah. I tried to spend some of that BBQ money on a nice little whip.
And it was so funny. So like this we didn't talk about this, but I was like nervous for this in the way that you were nervous for Saturday, and we're gonna get to Saturday, but I feel like I was like, Lawrence, like, are we gonna be okay? What's the door situation? Are we gonna be good? is it dumb if I wear this fucking Far Side t-shirt?
Yeah, that's right. That was like a cute moment where you like came out of your bedroom, like, all right, should I wear option A or like option B? I'm like, okay, don't overthink it.
You're like, yo, if you want to be the guy that wears the Far Side t-shirt at the ALD event, then you're going to be the guy wearing the Far Side t-shirt at the ALD event. I'm not saying that's a bad thing,
right?
But you are going to be that guy.
And it is what is it, Giorgio Armani at home, which is
yes,
which is basically you, dirtball Jimmy. Basically, it is the same fucking guy. I guess we'll do a Zood board for this, and we'll fucking throw that Gary Larson absolute blastic in there for you guys to see.
Now that you figured out that the gallery tool was not taken away from you, the issue with fucking being VIP at an event like this is that you don't have to wait online.
By the way, everyone there was it was the friends and family.
Yeah, sure.
That's how it was advertised, at least. Yeah.
But like when you're fucking just like standing with Teddy, right? He's gonna be like, I mean, the coolest thing I think that he does is he's like, he'll just point to the cafe window and be like, yo, 2 of these, 3 of those. And he's like, and then it just like appears in your hand. And so we were, and it was pretty toasty. Like we slammed these fucking lemonades real quick.
Money in the bank.
And then, we talk about getting recognized. Got recognized a bunch of times by the fucking these 2.
Do you think
14-year-olds?
Well, right. We don't know how old they're. Some students. Here's a question for you. Let's say you and I could be anywhere in New York that wasn't like an advertised Throwing Fits event, like a Jonah Hill Day or the barbecue or a live show where we're on the bill, a supporting act on the bill. I feel like the place, if we were narcissists, if we were egomaniacs, like we would get recognized the most would be outside Cafe Leon d'Or.
Yeah.
You know, like that, if anything, I feel like my favorite thing about Teddy is that like a lot of people, so he's like pretty low key on social, right? Like he's not going to post a fit pic, selfie, whatever. And while he's active on social, it's like less about him and more about the brand and the vibes. Whereas in person, like he'll fucking meet anybody who comes up to him and he'll take a picture with anyone. He's such like a fucking humble genius. So when we were with him and we were getting recognized at that like same clip and level as him at his store, that's like a fucking flex. Cause that was, we took a couple pics, cheers to a couple folks.
I did let that one kid while taking a pic and we were posing. I was like, yo, take a sip of my drink. So he's definitely, I'm holding my drink and he's like sipping out the straw.
It's a global pit. One, you're aiding and abetting underage drinking. 2, you're just letting some fucking stranger put your straw in his mouth.
Bro, it's cool because then I took the straw and I flipped it so I could finish the drink myself. So it's cool. I'm a doctor.
Science. That's how that works.
It's not airborne. It's aerosol spray, whatever, the airborne molecules. So
I like bringing you into my world. I mean, that's kind of like what we did with the photo shoot. It's like, we want to get Jimmy on fucking Flow Team. We want Jimmy on Team ALD. I mean, that's good for business for us. I mean, with a brand like that, like, is it really a 2-way street or are you and I fucking barreling down one way where it's like, we're trying to, get as much fucking runoff clout from the hottest brand in fucking grown man streetwear.
I was just fucking excited and maybe this is going to sound corny and whatever and cringe, but I was just excited to go to a fucking like a decent brands like event, which again,
an industry thing.
Yeah, like this is the first fucking time where like IRL in-person shit is happening in forever, right? That's not just like a kickback in the park, whatever, right. Or like like you being 6 feet apart inside. And so I was just happy to be there. Is what I'm saying. And I think that I was a little too happy or hitting the sauce a little too hard. You and I then fucking we went off and did our own thing for a little bit. You were like, yo, I'm so stressed. We have so much money in the bank with these shorts. I'm like, bro, like relax. And then brainstorming on like how to like invest in the business.
That LA trip that we've been advertising for years. Well, honestly, a year, right? That was
just about
that goal was crushed. I know the Jenna thing has always been kind of like the
just out of reach.
Yeah, just out of reach, kind of like the event horizon, so to speak. But the LA thing, like, and the fact that that's like gonna actually happen. I mean, we could pay for that ourselves, or we could find someone to fund it. But you and I were even going through names and being like, yo, how do we leverage like a new homie like Zach Bia into like who knows? And and I don't want to throw out any names and then fucking overpromise and completely under deliver as we are wont to do, but I don't know. That's going to be fun, but that's going to not happen until like November, probably. When
I don't
we
know.
need to get away from the shitty
if you're gonna sponsor, but it was just funny. You're like, yo, I can't wait to pay myself all this money, and I was like, no, we should spend it on the business. Like, what do you?
Well, I mean, you want an. I mean,
I was like, do you need this money?
Yes.
Like,
first of all, yes. Secondly,
for what? Like earplugs for Pepper when you and Jen are fucking clapping cheeks, and you don't want Pepper to hear that mommy and daddy are wrestling again?
I mean, I don't know if it's something like, you know, an obvious big purchase. I'm not like going to go out and like get myself a fucking, you know, another Rolex or whatever. I just think that there's a difference between me and you, and that you, as things are opened up now and we're basically, for all intents and purposes, back, you've been like the advocate for the office space, the studio, whereas I'm like, I don't know. And that's easy for me. And I'll be honest, because I love the excuse to just go to your place and like get out of my house. But, you know, not really thinking about like, well, that's like, you're working from home still.
Well, yeah, I want to get out of my place. And it's more about the guests and shit. But no, so like, I think it's like office, better video gear.
I would like to build a little fantasy factory. I mean, Chuck has like this man cave. We mentioned this briefly, but like
you
Chuck
you just want to go to other people's fucking cribs.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Is that and can you blame me? I just want to hang out at my friends' places. You know, that's what I'm doing this weekend right here. You know.
Well, so our initial hang was cut a little short when I went to a dinner, and I guess you went back to the ALD shit.
Yeah, I went back to hang out.
I went to this dinner at Servos, which is fucking like Delaney's favorite spot. It's like you know,
he lives right up the street.
Yeah, the Dime Square, like fucking place to be, whatever. My friend that works in the food space knows the owner, and the owner is like, yo, can you come through with a few friends? I'm doing a New York Mag wants to do a photo shoot here. And the theme of the photo shoot is that New York is fucking back. And like people are outside and they're being ridiculous. And
for print or for digital or both?
I don't know. But it was like, yo, like the energy is fucking palpable. Free dinner, free drinks, whatever. I'm like, yeah, say fucking less.
Yeah.
Dinner was fantastic, but it was like,
was that your first time? I've never been, but that was your first time at Servos?
Yeah. Dinner was fantastic. Like, saw a bunch of homies. We're also just enjoying the first fucking Friday, you know, with like truly masks off in New York. But it was so wild. It was wild in that like the photographer was this like kind of very energetic Russian woman who had been doing this all day, and she's like, this is her last shit. It was clear that she was like, yo, I'm on the New York Mag budget. Also, sorry if I'm fucking, you know, right now, but like, no one from New York Mag is listening except for Stella Bobby. She clearly invited the homies and was like, yo, we on a fucking Vox budget right now. We'll get everything they're having plus vodka shots because they're Russian.
Sure.
So I'm with like three homies, and every time a fucking plate gets set down, she and another dude come over with like a flashing light, and they're just like, so the whole fucking outdoor area looks over every time like people like the strobe light starts going off, and she's like shooting shots, and she's telling us like, I'm down because I'm like pretty tipsy at this point. As my friends get drunker, like they're also down. She's like, yo, can you take the fucking fried prawn head and like feed it to your friend? Can you slurp the oyster into like someone else's mouth and like all the shit? And it was just like, meanwhile, she and her friends are getting wasted behind us. Like basically,
wait, did he do any of that? All that novelty shit? That's what people ask us. That's what people ask me and you to do on shoots too. Cause like, oh, it's like the bros, the duo. Like,
nah, you're always very quick to offer to fucking put something, or actually, I'm very quick to offer to put something in your mouth. Pause. What you like to do is
I just feel like that's
you always like for us to do the exact same. Yes, you like to smoke, but you like for us to do the exact same thing at the exact same time.
Oh, like a mirror. I guess, yeah, I like to do like a little bit of, you know, mirror image. I guess that's the kind of duality of man physically manifesting itself in art direction, but whatever.
The conceit of the article is that, yeah, like New York is fucking back. Like the great game is afoot. The horniest summer of all time. Gentlemen, start your engines because that shit has begun.
You mentioned something interesting about Dime Square, because like I don't really, and I mentioned this like I don't to you when we were chilling, like, and we were getting because we got drinks like in the Lower East Side, and I was like, yo, I don't really come down here. I'm not like a loser that like hangs out in Soho, but like I worked in Soho for many years. Now I live in Brooklyn. There's obviously this Dime Square phenomenon. What you mentioned that I hadn't like really thought about is like you said it feels like this little like neighborhood,
like
like campus. That, like a college campus where people are like, it's like a lot of action. And then I'm like, okay, I see that could feel, well, one, I get why they're doing walking tours of that area, and a lot of places like New York Mag are writing about it. Despite the fact that
they weren't writing about Times. They weren't writing about Times Square. She was at like other
no, I
restaurants.
know, but I'm saying
got it. Yeah,
they had written about the Drunken Canal and all the kind of Times Square affiliates and Red Scare and all that stuff. But like when you were describing to me, I'm like, because you even were like, oh, yo, do you want to come and grab a seat at this dinner or whatever? And I'm like, and I declined, but it sounded like fucking electric, just like being there. And you saw like mad people you knew, which is fucking sick to me.
Some kid came up, saw mad people, like they came up to the table, gave them oysters. Then I would go to their table, they give me like prawn heads and all the shit. And then this kid was skating by, and my friend's like, yo, that kid is fucking grilling you hard. And I finally like look at him, and he's like skating, he's like well past, he's like half down the block, but he's like still looking back, and he's like, yo, come over. And then he's like, yo, I saw your Our Legace workshop team from across Times Square. I just saw Cam Hicks hooping. I fucking love him from the episode. And then he's like, I'm hammered at this point. And I'm like, he's like, I want to send you a tote bag. I gave him my fucking address. He like sends me a tote bag, which is actually pretty fire. Shout out Ted Tonto or whatever the fuck.
Ted Tron. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So that's not a civilian. That's like a homie or like a fan or whatever. But like
it was, the energy was ridiculous. And I honestly took that energy into Saturday, even though and then Saturday I went into the city and like ran into Delaney, Flynn McGarry, like all these fucking homies. And just the energy was so crazy that someone that I saw at Cerro was like, yo, come to, we're throwing a party. Come through. I was like, bet you'll finally meet Lawrence. You know him. You guys like whatever, like have like crazy mutuals, but you never met him. And you were like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, not 9 o'clock, man. I don't know, man.
Let's get.
I just started watching The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know, man. No. Pepper is like sleep, bro. I don't know, man.
First of all, don't be saying that I watched Handmaid's Tale, bro. I was watching probably Mayor of Easttown.
Okay.
Which I feel like you even which I love, which was great, which I feel like you told me to watch. But what was the timeline? When did you first try to? Am I tripping? Did you not fire a shot across my bow? You on Saturday early in the day, actually it was early because I was going to eat with Jenna, and I was like, at first I was dismissive of it. I was like, James is not serious. Like you sent your request. I said, it's probably not going to happen. You were even like, bring Jenna. I'm like, there's no way Jenna wants to go. But then you hit me up again, like much later, like to press the issue. And then I was like, okay, now we're going to have a dialogue, not just me and you, but me and the fucking wife, where I got to convince her to like, that I'm leaving again.
There were and in my opinion, there were 3 reasons why, there 3 specific reasons. The 4th reason, the main reason is that it's like, yo, let's fucking party. Like, again, the energy was
That's
crazy.
The foundational element, of course.
The energy was crazy. I was like, this is gonna be a lot of fun. And then like the sub points below, the 3 main reasons were like point the first. I think for what this was and for who's gonna be there, I was like, yo, it would be great if like Throwing Fits showed up like solidly represented. It would be great for our brand now that like partying is a thing. Partying is part of the fucking
What a weird
brand.
thing to say out loud, and I hate you, but you're right. Like, I agree with you, but I hate that. Yeah. Like it needs to be said. I was just
like, I was like, look, I'm leaning towards going by myself.
No, I think that is a fucking bold-faced lie. You did not say that.
Okay, we'll get into that. The second point was that I had a date set up on Sunday with someone who I was pretty confident was going to be at this like party,
yes,
or at least like appear at some point in the night. And I was like, yo, it'd be great to kind of meet them and organically so that you're not fucking, because first dates are the worst, right?
Yeah,
they're like job interviews. So to like have a bit of a cold open, to meet them in a way so that on Sunday at the actual date you're not just like, hello, nice to meet you.
It's not second date, but like it's not you're not doing the
you're not starting
nice
cold.
To meet you handshakes, that old shit.
You've primed the pump. And then the third reason was I was like, yo, there's also a pretty good chance that my ex is gonna be there, and to be like, yo, I just sold millions of pairs of shorts.
Right.
Congrats on your finance boyfriend, whoever the fuck. I know. So those are my reasons. Those are my reasons, and those are all legit reasons. Were there other intentions behind like all those? Yes, but like those were 3, in my opinion, legit reasons why you and I and Chef and Chuck or Chef or Chuck should have gone out.
when
And
you
you
hit
were like,
me,
I don't know, man.
when you hit me
The
later,
water, they found the daughter in the
the
water.
daughter in the water. When you hit me later at like whatever 7 or something, you were really leaning on using point 3. My ex might be there as like, and being like, I want backup. I want to like have people that are on my team that I'm hanging out with, that I'm talking to. You like really leaned on that, where I will admit,
And you really leaned on your wife, which I was like, this is
well,
bullshit. I think you're just tired.
well, Jenna said a couple things. Well, first was that you levied that and you were leaning on the hard. And I definitely was like, okay, I'm getting manipulated in real time for sure. Then, and I told you straight up, I'm like, yo, I'm chilling. I'm high. I'm fucking drunk. I'm watching Mayor of Easttown. They found the daughter in the water. I'm fucking chilling. It's probably not going to happen. And you do your thing where you're like, bet word. And I know that you're like not butthurt or anything, because like you said, you would have gone alone. And I didn't know that at the time, but you weren't pressed or hurt or anything.
Well, yeah, because we still had a few hours. It was 7 o'clock.
Yeah, right. You're like, okay, we're just getting started on the fucking gaslighting. But I get a fucking FaceTime from fucking Jeffrey Epstein, which he would never do, right? And I don't mean that because like I don't like we're not friends. It's just like, if he FaceTimes me, I'm like, it's an emergency, right? So I get a FaceTime from Chef, and then Chef is going on this fucking whole spiel and tirade, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, did James put you up to this? Like, did you have a conversation? No. Well, the main thing I said was, did you have a conversation with James? And he was like, yes, I did talk to James. Now, I don't know what exactly you said to him, but he was weaving me this whole fucking tale. And as soon as that FaceTime happens, it doesn't even matter like what he says. That is for me the crossing of the Rubicon, where I'm like, okay, well, now it clearly matters to like 2 people to some degree, or enough of a degree this would happen. So I'm like, I'm already going. But the problem for me that you 2 fucking bozos don't think about is then I got to go to my fucking wife as a grown ass man and be like, all right, so, and I describe,
FaceTime me.
Yeah. Listen, babe, Chef FaceTime me, and Chef never FaceTimes me. No. So she was like, yo, to be clear, you can do this. Like, you're your own person. I'm not gonna be mad at you. Well, I am mad at you, but she was like, 1, you got bullied. She said, we like, just to be clear, she's like, just so everyone's on the same page, just know that James and Chef or Chef via James proxy, whatever, you got bullied. And 2, she's like, you guys are going to be the oldest fucking dudes wherever the fuck you think you're going. And that is not necessarily a false statement, because
I don't think that was true.
Oh, come on. Are you fucking kidding me?
There was a old father singing his heart out at karaoke.
But when the after party is at a fucking karaoke spot in Chinatown, there's going to be regulars that are just literally, truly enjoying their normal Saturday night.
I mean, bro, I'm sorry that, look, I'm going to need, because like, this is the type of thing where it very much was like, yo, Jimmy, come through, like Jimmy throwing fits, not like James. And there's going to be times this summer, especially the horny summer of all time, the great game is afoot. I'm going to need you to fucking mobilize and mount up and tell Jenna that, yo, I'm sorry, but like Jimmy needs the support right now. Especially when it's like a new lady friend and an old lady friend are going to be in the same fucking building. And
which, by the way, your ex never fucking showed up, to be fucking crystal clear. That didn't happen. You were wrong.
But I did meet the new woman.
That did happen.
I thought it was a very charming, like little like passing. And I was like, I thought it was charming, and then got blown off on Sunday. So maybe
it never happened.
Maybe I shouldn't have fucking gone. So maybe Jenna's right.
Listen. First of all, 1, Jenna is always right, and she will tell you as much. 2, the thing that blew my mind was this whole time when I'm not arguing with Jenna, but like pleading my case. Speaking of fucking like, on some Johnny Cochran lawyer shit, I was really like, building the case, right, to get out the house, which, I could still did regardless. But when we saw Chef later at your place,
James might fall in love, but he's not going to wear the glove.
Right, exactly. When we saw Chef later, the truth kind of came out where like I was kind of blaming you as some like, marionette, fucking mastermind, when it really was like Chef was like, yo, we're going to this cool fucking party. I agree. It is an industry thing. You guys are the guys. Like, I want to be with y'all. Like, and while I feel like that could have been accomplished with just you because you're fucking sexy Jimmy, one half of the only podcast that matters, like that is a fucking, talk about a headliner. That fucking puts asses in seats as is. He was like, I want to go with you guys. So then I was like, wait a second. does this guy not understand, the chef not realize that like he's a guy, that he's a draw, that he's fucking hot and he's cool and he's smart, and people want to like meet and talk to him where he doesn't need like to ride our coattails or like exist under our wings. So that was like a weird thing where I'm like, yo, we need to fucking pump some confidence into this fucking legend who normally, I guess with his own friends is very confident, but like kind of plucked out and dropped in this kind of like scenario, maybe, you know, a year since we've really done anything like cool as a podcast or a unit at like an event. I was a bit surprised. And then of course what happens, we go out and then he like ditches us completely and he's like doing his own thing and having even like more fun and being cooler and meeting more people than us. So I'm like, what the fuck are we even talking about here?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need us, dude.
I know. I mean,
Gucci.
Chef was in his element. I mean, I think we all were. Like, this was literally the first time. So the first stop of many on this fucking Odyssey was, it was the first time we were at a crowded ass bar for the first time in a year and a half, where you're like, it's like 4 deep at the bar and you're like fucking waving dollars and like waving a card trying to get like.
Have you been to that bar before?
Not at its current iteration. It used to be elsewhere, and then I think 2 years ago or some shit it opened up where it is. Whatever.
When it was elsewhere, it was the same thing where like they know they're having an after party. Why is there one bartender, one bar back? It's absolutely fucking criminal. But
at the same time, and it was respect to you for being the main guy, the guy that was like throwing down the card and ordering 30 beers at a time. Yeah, at first you got 4 beers, and I was like, Lawrence, get me 2 beers at the next round because it's taking too long. And then it was like an old timey.
Bro, the guy had to give me a bucket. Well, first of all, that was kind of a flex.
It was like an old timey fire line where you're like passing a bucket down a line of dudes. We just had that like from the bar to our table.
I think we ran like TF LLC ran up like somewhere around like a $300-$400 bar tab, because like at a certain point I was like, how many High Lifes are in the fridge right now? And the guy's like, whatever, there's fucking he's like, I don't know, like, do you want me to count? I'm like, don't count them. I'm like, just literally get me all of those plus like whatever fucking mixed drinks. Like we saw some homies who obviously saw we were getting fucking active, getting busy. They were like, oh, let me get a shot, let me get a drink, whatever. The dude literally handed him over, like, when you go security in the airport and you put your like clothes in a, he just brought over a tray, right, the plastic tray with like whatever fucking 45 beers.
He's like,
and that feels good. That was a thing
dirty
that
utensils,
we
but this is where we put dirty utensils, but I'm gonna fill it with beer and ice and hand it to you. There's
exactly.
one point I had 2 beers in my hand. There's one point I'm like waiting online, which by the way got fucking in the bathroom. I got accosted. This guy, I'm going in to take a piss. There's a urinal and a toilet, and I'm going in, and the guy's like, oh, there's 2 bathrooms. He's behind me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a piss though. Don't worry, I'll be right out. And then he like, I go to close the door, and I'm turning, and he like opens the door as it's like shutting. He's like, nah, it's cool. I got Kazal spray. I'm like, I don't want any fucking Kazal spray, bro. And then the third guy comes in who's actually a homie, and he's like, yo. He's like, I got to take my shirt off. It's too hot. And he had like an undershirt. He was doing like t-shirt over the long sleeve, and he like took the long sleeve off. But at one point I was holding 2 beers, and someone who I don't know came up to me. He's like, yo, I'll give you $5 for that beer. And I'm like, he's like, it's taking too long at the bar. They cost $10?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. You could do the math on whatever we paid
divided by whatever,
divided by 45 high lives.
I was like, no, bro, like it's not worth it. But at the same time, I went up at the very end because you closed out after getting the fridge of beers. I went up one more time for one more round, and waiting at the bar and commiserating over like slow service with like the person next to you. And like every time like the bartender like meanders over to your side, bar, like, yeah.
And you get dubbed. Yeah.
Bro, like it was like riding a fucking bike. Like, familiar feeling, kind of felt good, but also like I was fucked up enough at that point where I wasn't like fiending for, like, I didn't need that extra beer that I got. So it was just cool to like, I don't know, experience that again for the first time in
getting completely ignored by a bartender at an extremely overworked bartender at an industry event that is completely at capacity. Like,
she might have been ignoring me. She might have been ignoring me because she knew I was with you, and she knew that, and she saw like the tip you left. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh no, dude! If it's first of all, listen, I will admit that I have a reputation as a bit of a cheap bastard.
Really?
No, I think
okay,
not really.
Tipper,
but
though.
On the corp card, and that's the problem too, is that when it's TF LLC, that's the bottom line. I become fucking Willy Wonka. That's why I bought 100 beers, dude.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like doesn't even feel like my money, even though it is our money. But it was cool. It was cool to be back out.
Then we dipped out and we went to a fucking Project X level rooftop bar or rooftop party, sorry,
The fuck?
where it was like 1,000 people on this one roof. The entire building was taken over by just like party animals.
Can you imagine being like a normal person that lived in that building? And maybe only people that live there are like cool, like LES type people. But like we were
It
like
has to be, it
walking
has to be.
up the stairs with 100 people. There might have been like 100 people leaving, and then we go up to the roof, and there was maybe, I mean, we immediately recognized what, like 5 people. We saw the homie from fucking Matt from Jay Muser. We saw like a bunch of
Oh,
people.
yeah.
It was
You saw
right?
the forgot about that. We saw the fucking
Yeah.
on the way over, the CEO of a client that we're working with who was
Yes, yeah.
leaving the party when we were pulling up, and we're like,
You're vaporized, dude. It's
have
a
this
bad
like
look.
kind of extensive shit happening, and we pull up like, yeah. Well, he recognized, he shouted your name out, and then was like, oh, James, and then we're just like, and he's like, it's me, and he like said his name, and like, oh, what up?
Right. You're paying us a lot of money to do like a very professional video shoot in like a couple days. Please neuralize yourself. So you pretend you did not see us on the street at 1 a.m. completely fucking
pulling up to the
obliterated.
party that you are currently
Hey, you're leaving. And then the cops came immediately, and that shit was after
the cops
we
came
left to,
immediately,
like, buy beers.
Well, the cops came when we were out buying beer, so we didn't even go up a second time. And then the entire party migrated down to the street. We were posted up in like a restaurant's like outdoor seating
yeah.
area, and I was like playing like Cameron on my phone, and people were coming up just like, because we like 2 12-packs, and people were just coming up and just like asking if they could have beers, and we're like, yeah, sure.
A case of
go
Bud,
off.
and we're just fucking handing them out on the street like fucking
Santa
benevolent
Claus.
overlords. That party was crazy. I mean, we're not in the business of name dropping, and honestly, I think we've been like, you know, extremely responsible and conscientious to not even name drop up to this point. But I felt like everybody was out that night, and we reconnected with so many old homies. I mean, I don't want to say one specifically that fans of this podcast know quite well and is very near and dear to their heart, but that it was just like that kind of classic
3-letter name. And then whatever, and guess what? And then there's an afters, and we're not even going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And then guess what? I woke up incredibly hungover and had to go to the Yankee game and start drinking again.
Yo, you getting blown off after all of that, where you're like, you made, not only did you go to, so this is what's crazy to me. You're like, one of the reasons you want to go, like you said, is to make this is to make a great first impression leading up to the date so that everything goes fucking perfectly and smoothly, because if you are nothing, you are a fucking gentleman. And you, at least in your estimation, made that amazing impression, and yet you got blown off.
But it also was like, I was like, hey, yo, looking forward to tomorrow. Like, nice to meet you. I didn't know you're going to be here.
Oh, it wasn't like so that.
And then from her perspective, it was like, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like, you know, like in my mind, I'm this fucking like suave, debonair fucking gentleman. And then she sees me. She's like, weren't you just doing Kazal spray with that guy who's taking his shirt off? Like,
with a nose and a face full of Kazal spray. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, bro, that night was so out of control. And I guess the reason that I said that like we were the oldest guys in the room is there was moments throughout that night where I definitely felt not like totally out of my element, because you and I love to fucking party, and I think that, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are.
Do you regret coming out though? Like, do you feel like you made the right decision?
What did I told you and Chef the next day? I was like, yo, thank you for twisting my arm, or whatever phrase I used, because like, while I did need to be pressed to the point where like I had to like, you know, fucking, you know, lob that fucking grenade at JB and kind of blow her night up, since it was supposed to be just like a couple's night in. Like, I appreciate that. But my thing is, I definitely think I made some bad first impressions too. Not that like I'm trying to be, you know, fucking homies with whatever litany of dime, square, micro, or nano celebs, but like there were some people that I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, I want to meet these people, and I just definitely did not make a great impression because we were faced.
They're like, aren't you the guy that monopolized the high lifes? Like, you fucking capitalist asshole.
Well, or not even that, because like that was definitely us on our fucking benevolent overlord shit. Like when we're in the fucking, you know, handing out beers on the street, like it's fucking pride, you know, like, or whatever. but I just, we were, you know, sometimes I just feel like, I don't know, I'm self-conscious about being 34 at a party where most participants are in their 20s.
You're probably also the only one, the only person in the entire building, everywhere we went, wearing a shirt with buttons.
Yes. I mean, I was doing my Larry thing, whatever. And I feel like
Was your shirt tucked?
No, it wasn't tucked in
Oh,
because
wow.
I had.
All
Oh,
right,
yo, I
rare.
was wearing the Gramici. I was basically kind of in the same fit for the
Yeah.
most part. White shirt, Gramici shorts. Nah, and then eventually at the afters, and we don't want to put anyone on blast. I felt like more in my element and definitely met some cool people. But at this like industry event, I was like too far gone before we even got there to like where like I'm going up to someone and I'm like, and I'm being honest, I'm like, yo, I'm a big fan, but it's like a fan of what? Because the person does nothing. So it's like,
yeah,
what?
that's the ultimate aspiration.
Right, sure. And I bet people probably say that about us too, but like there was definitely some, I had some moments where I thought back and I'm like, yeah, maybe not how I wanted to present myself.
We talk about this being the horny summer of all time. I think it's also like, yo, this is the summer, and who knows how long it'll last, of saying yes to everything you want to do and saying no and saying no to everything you don't want to do. So it's like no obligations either way. Like if you don't want to go to some whatever, like,
bro, what about what we just, this whole story was to let people know to not, because I want to know.
I'm thinking of something else, and I'm thinking of someone else. But when you are, when you're wrong, like you had to be proven wrong. And now what's great is that the next time that me and Chef or whatever, and hopefully anyone listening to this, if their boys are like, yo, here's why I think it's going to be a fun time, I think you're going to actually reconsider and think back to like that night and be like, oh shit, maybe I should fucking.
Sure.
I don't think it's just being
parable vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're being, superfluous or whatever. Like I think they actually might be onto something here.
I might be being bullied. I might be being manipulated, but ultimately, are they necessarily wrong?
Lawrence, I'm sorry that you got pulled into my whirlpool of sex, which ended up not happening. Which is, yo, I hope you're ready for the next fucking
probably
Jimmy
not
whirlpool.
I guess that's the thing that people don't. I mean, we're pretty transparent, but I guess people wouldn't know that you're kind of like coming out of a thing that wasn't serious, but like that's done. That chapter is closed. That door is closed and another door is open. And that experience of being, manipulated and bullied or whatever, by you and Chef, it was like, damn, like the horny Jimmy fucking hurricane, the jet stream, the fucking whirlpool, like, I'm gonna look, how many more times am I gonna be sucked in by that, throughout the summer? Probably infinite.
Well, now that like throwing fits has established itself, I think it's gonna be a lot. And I think
Fingers crossed.
The only way that you're gonna get out of the horny sexy Jimmy sexy be horny whirlpool. Oh wait, sexy Jimmy be horny. Yeah, that's the new branding.
The sexy Jimmy be horny whirlpool. That's what you're branding it as. Let's get some merch.
Yo, the only way you're going to get out of it is if we're going to talk about this obviously at great length. Unfortunately, we're almost out of time today, but also there's not much to talk about just yet. All we're going to say is that my name has been submitted as a potential candidate to be what are they? Like a fucking contestant on the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And so if this proceeds, and I honestly don't think I have any shot at being like cast as a contestant.
You're wrong, bro. You're going to be cast as a hipster.
Here's my promise. Here's my promise
Brooklyn podcaster.
Here's my promise to you, to the Throw Gang, and to the lovely potential love of my life that's going to hand me a rose. I'm just going to do this for the content.
Sure, please. I've been, since you've mentioned this, and shout out our boy, I guess we should say Eric Kano, right? We got to shout him out. He's the one who's maybe connecting this, because I guess he knows whoever is a producer or casting this. So shout out Eric. My greatest fear is not like you going on this show or like not
dying alone or not finding love.
None of that shit. It's just like, yo, if you go on the fucking Bachelorette, you the second you're on screen, you're gonna have more Instagram followers than me in like one day.
Yeah, guess what? You're gonna be.
I can't let that happen.
Your descent into madness. You're gonna be posting 2 fit pics a day. I'm gonna be posting.
I'm doing. If you ever catch me out here doing 2 days and it's not my next honeymoon, aka Super Bowl Fit Picks 2, then your boy is not down bad, but down.
You're gonna be out here fucking recycling captions, repeating fits, and I'm just gonna be posting a single story to like Fit T and fucking 7x you're following instantly.
If you're gonna take it seriously, or you're not gonna take it seriously.
I'm gonna take it seriously, but I'm also
whatever it may entail.
All right, I've never seen an episode of this entire franchise, like Bachelor, Bachelorette. Watched Love Island and watched like I think like Rock of Love and like what's the Flavor Flav one, like You know, Flavor
of Love.
Yeah. All of them shits. Have watched those, but to me, it's like, yo, when I see like scenes of the Bachelor, because like obviously there's like they go viral and shit.
Yeah.
They're all just square jawed, corn fed fucking Joe Bucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like not the Joe Buck, but they're all just fucking farm boys. And
Corn-fed
I'm just this like,
Henrys and Chads.
yeah, exactly. They're fucking Chads. That's what they are from the Midwest. And it's like, oh, like I'm a
You're a
railroad
hipster, Chad.
I'm a
You're
railroad
hipster,
mechanic
Chad.
from Detroit. I'm a fucking, real estate entrepreneur from Houston. And I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm a fucking podcaster. Like
A Brooklyn podcaster. I mean, I think listen, do I think you are the odds in your favor? No, because you're going up against so many people. It's just statistics. But like, in terms of what is this, ABC, what ABC would view as a hipster in 2021, you being a Brooklyn podcaster, I feel like that's weirdly like the odds are may the odds forever be in your favor. I think that's where I think you might have to do this.
there's no fucking way.
You don't really, you want to say now.
I don't think I'm I don't think I'm telegenic enough is the main thing.
Well, you're POC, so you're checking a lot of boxes.
Yeah. I'm down to I guess everyone's curious. It's like, yo, I mean, I have to imagine there's like strategy, manipulation, and like allyships, and that you then fucking backstab your homies just so you can like smooch the queen or whatever the fuck. Are these guys all like Christian virgins? Like, is the woman like a fucking like? I haven't popped a hymen since I was 15. Like, how do you like?
But I do love just extrapolating. It's a bit like me just getting jealous of all your new fucking friends. Like, what are you going to start a new podcast with? Chad, the real estate entrepreneur from Houston. What does he have that I don't have? Does he riff better than me?
And
guess
what's
his wardrobe like? What's his big game?
The answer, yes. I think that once I get, well, first of all, you should be rooting for this because if I do end up staying in as one half of the only podcast that matters as a member of the Bachelorette, guess what that's going to fucking do? Guess how many Chad incels we're going to bring to the audience.
I would love that. I love those guys.
Discord,
people, dude.
Bro, the Discord is just going to be a fucking mess.
It'll become a true sleeper cell. I think that, I mean, it would be crazy. Imagine you not just get on the show, but you go far enough where you become a Bachelor in Paradise alternate. You're doing fucking, club appearances and getting walkthrough fees. And then, the show is just mine. I mean, I would hate to lose your friendship and your partnership.
You become my man. You become my social media manager.
Yes, right. Because
I couldn't
be your actual manager or your agent. But I could run the grid. I could manage that grid with the best of them.
Yeah, and then guess what? You can like tag yourself in the corner, like photo credits are totally.
Can I put in the bio? Can I say like of Dr. Taco? Can I say managed by at Sartorially Inc. like this page?
Yeah, and then Sartorially Inc. found at Dr. Taco. Yeah, you can have that.
Damn, dude. Yeah, honestly, I really do think if you get in the process and we get content, and this is a long shot, so anyone at home. Any throw gang who are like big fans, or your girl or your boy for whoever is a big fan of the program, like fingers crossed. Probably unlikely, but I think honestly, man, what a narrative.
I know. I mean, I really hope there's a moment where some like, let's say I make it to like whatever the final 8, the final 4, and one of the producers like slips the queen. What do they call her? Like the main bitch? Like they.
They call her the main bitch.
Yeah, that's a main bitch. They hand her like a montage of just like the worst, most disgusting things we've ever said on Throwing Fits.
Oh my God, dude.
And she confronts me. She's like, you said what about cum gutters? Like,
you said what about sucking a baby's dick? You fucking dirtbag.
More likely she's fucking racist and she's like, you raised how much money for Black Lives Matter? You fucking scoundrel.
We looked it up and we don't know necessarily what season this is being casted for, but next Bachelorette, just based on when you told me this and we were out to lunch with the homie, we did a quick Google. It was a woman of African-American descent. So maybe what we've done for Black Lives Matters would get you a little charity poon,
Yeah. Well, I did just see some shit where like the Bachelorette contestants just like new contestants just dropped. And they were like, they all had like social media assets. It's like loves football. Like,
what's yours gonna be? John's.
Yeah.
Loves clothes.
Loves masturbating.
Your comments are just gonna be like, fuck it. This guy's a fag, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I should have been on the show.
Yeah, look at
I
me.
know. Great problems to
Um,
have. An embarrassment of riches, really, for the only podcast that matters. Fingers fucking crossed.
That is, I'm gonna do it for the content, like most things in
Graham.
this fucking cruel world. And maybe I'll find love. But until then, we will keep potting. We'll be back in person next week. I'm not a fan of the Zoom shit anymore.
No, this shit sucks. I hate
comes
this.
with
I hope.
doing
I
all
mean, I hope
stuff.
it's still
Yeah.
enjoyable for all our best friends or paying best friends at home. But yeah, we'll be back in person next week, and we'll never take any time off. We'll never take a vacation. James and I will never enjoy
the day
ourselves.
I die. What's that band called?
Every time I die.
Oh, they're fucking headlining our
Yes, that's
shit.
Yes, that is exactly why you thought of it.
All right.
Cool.
I don't know what the outro music is. Maybe it's them. I don't know. Chef, take us out, motherfucker.